Hello, flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, April 28th. Happy Monday.
That is an oxymoron.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Garfield and I have more than one thing in common, actually. We have a lot of things in common.
Right.
Lasagna, Monday stink. I had to rush to work today because I malfunctioned.
You were fine. You got to work fine. How was everyone's week last week? Mine was crazy.
But good.
Good, but crazy. Oh my God, crazy. Church had the first ever designer purse bingo night. I was in charge. I was very busy last week, but it turned out very, very well. We had 111 bingo participants. We had space for 200 people. And we made $4,815.92 for the church.
Yeah. Have you ever done a job that you just randomly do so well, people start asking you to do it at other times?
He was my bingo caller.
And somebody who does the regular bingo was asking me if I wanted to call bingo for the regular bingo.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You did good. You did good.
Yeah, a lot of people told me that. I was good for the beginning. Like, okay, why does everybody keep telling me this?
Because you did a really good job, and everybody enjoyed it, and everybody had a really good time. And I have continued to hear throughout the day, throughout the weekend, that everybody had a really good time. Joe did a really good job calling bingo. Everybody thought it was fantastic. Everybody thought it was so much fun, and they can't wait to do it again next year.
Also, somebody let me have my sense of humor.
I did. Well, I mean,
I was behaved. I believe the worst joke I made had something to do with, okay, who wants the basket of wine? Oh, wait, we're all Catholics.
Which was pretty funny.
Which, if you know any Catholics, tell them that. They might explain to you why it's so funny.
Well, my dad's favorite joke is, when there's two Catholics around, there's always a third, the spirit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on which spirit we're talking about. We Catholics do like our wine. So it was a very busy week. Very busy. I am very glad it's over. I had a good time, but I'm glad it's over for right now. So, why don't we shout out our commenters?
Faja, Bridget, Teresa, and Tamara.
Thank you all so much for commenting, and thank you all for bearing with me last week when I malfunctioned and completely forgot to put the video up on Tuesday, and it didn't get up till Wednesday.
You had an excuse.
I had a very full plate, and I malfunctioned.
One of the random jokes I told people, and everybody thought this was funny, including the priest. I told her that she's not allowed to join any other church groups or clubs without leaving one she's already in. There are only so many hours in the day, and you have enough scheduling conflicts as is.
There really is, and I do have quite a bit going on. So, but it's okay. I enjoyed myself. Let's go on to whips. Joe's got none.
I played a lot of video games. Had fun with that.
Joe played a lot of video games.
And I mowed the backyard 3 times, basically, because of how long and wet it is.
It's been very wet. Grass is very long. We got to deal with the outside of the fence yard now.
I'm waiting for cleaning supplies because the battery connectors are dirty and they need cleaned, and because the lawnmower's not running properly because it's a bad connection.
The one thing is here, the swappy things are here. The WD-40 will be here tomorrow. Okay, so. So the Star Touch Meadow Sow block of the week was the February block. And I did 329 stitches on this. I don't entirely remember what I actually stitched on.
So you just get a good view of the pretty.
Yep. The before picture will be there before. You'll see this. You'll figure it out. It's coming together. That's all I know. It's coming together nicely.
You get your needle miner. This is the farm where we grow cross stitch.
Yes, dear.
I thought I was being clever.
It is clever, dearly. It is very clever. And then for Easter Candy Week, I did all of my prompts on one project, which was Female Geisha Red from Needle Art World. Of course, this is a kit that I bought from the Stan Hewitt Stitcher Market thing. And I did 1,222 stitches on it. I basically have all of the yellow done. That's the swirly part in the background. I have all the yellow done. I have all of the little, like, single stitches on the dress kimono. I think that's what this is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's awful short for a kimono, but that's just me.
This is specifically geishas actually wear a pair of pants with that, so it's basically like a dress shirt with dress pants for our culture.
Okay. Good to know. But I basically have like the actual garment to stitch in, and that's it. But there's a lot of stitches in that, so it'll be hanging around for...
You know, and I'm going to put this in a way so other people can understand it. It's basically Chun-Li's top from Street Fighter.
Okay.
It's in that style.
Whatever you say, my darling. So that took me to the weekend, and because I have finished the monthly already, I took out a yearly because I finished a small. I forgot something over on my chair. I'll grab it in a minute. So I took out a yearly. I took out the Snowman Pirate.
The pirate.
The Pirate Snowman. I did 512 stitches on Mr. Pirate Snowman, which was all on Mr. Snowman here. I finished this coral here on his shirt. Stitched in the white on his, or this on his jacket. Stitched in the white on him and his vest. Did whatever this is supposed to be. I think it's a vest. And then started on the jacket. That's 512 stitches. Just gotta finish the snowman and he's done. But whew, he got a lot of stitches in him.
Ain't the biggest part the bottom part?
Yes, he got a lot of stitches in him.
Oh, no, he's kind of like the main focus. Everything else is just background.
Yeah, basically. Alright, hold please. Then I started on a small. This was a market freebie. It was pre-COVID, but I don't have a year on it. It's by Lindy Stitches. It is, it's called No Notion. It says, I have no notion of loving people by halves. I got this in a packet of freebies.
I'm assuming that's a quote by somebody named Austin.
Jane Austen. By Jane Austen. I got this in a packet of freebies when I bought Market and put in a Market order with Just Stitching, my LNS that I used to go to. Well, I still do use her for stuff. But, so this is the best cover photo I have. I'm not doing it in the called fors. It's called for in Classic Colorworks Shrimp Cocktail, Rainy Day, and Cherry Tomato. I picked my own colors because I wanted to. Because this is something that doesn't matter. I did 562 stitches on it, so I have all of the words done, and I have started the border. There is 3 pieces to the border. There's the scallopy thing, and then there's a couple smaller bits here, bits that go around. There's 2 smaller, like, borders that go around this. Didn't get it finished. That's okay. Will I get it finished? by the end of the month. Wednesday's the last day of the month. I don't know. But if I don't, I don't. I can finish it next month. Or something like that. Something like that. Alright. And I did not show this to you guys last week because I was having technical difficulties with it. Whoops. And I'm throwing my hook around.
Woo-hoo!
Let's not lose where my stitches. Here we go. So this is my Four Seasons blanket by Bella something. Bella Coco Crochet. And I got summer done. This is spring. This is summer. This is a shell stitch. I'm not quite done with, I think I have 2 more rows. 1, 2, 3. I think I have 2 more rows left of the transition, and then I'll be on to the fall row. Yes, I am on 3. So this is 4. Then I will be on to the next section, which is autumn. I don't remember what stitch that is, but we'll get there.
Yes, you will, because you're amazing.
I kind of really want this project done. The pattern frustrates me a little. I do it, and then it doesn't count right, and I'm like, why? I followed your directions. Why is it not counting right? I pull it out, and I do it again, and it counts right, and I'm going, am I just stupid? That's how I feel.
You're not stupid.
I know, but I feel very stupid. Okay, so that's whips. Oh, for Easter Candy Week, I used my free pass on Stitch on Something with a Bird on it.
And then you stitch on something with a bird on it.
You're right, I did. It wasn't necessarily in the plan to stitch on the snowman.
I know. I'm just finding it funny, okay?
Yes, I know. Alright. So, let's move on to... I forgot to show you something last week for haul. So, I was gifted a membership to Queen City Sampler Guild for the year, which is the Sampler Guild in Cincinnati. And they are a great group. They have twice a month Zoom and Stitch sessions. Obviously, I can't go to the physical meetings, but they have twice a month Zoom and Stitch sessions. Their classes, they are offered. You can pay for them and then do them virtually. I was going to do a class, but unfortunately, by the time when the money came due for it, we had some stuff going on and I couldn't pay for it. But also get some little freebies throughout the year. One of the big freebies, though, was this is their 30th anniversary year, and one of the big freebies was this. Plum Street Samplers charted this lovely sampler called Upon My Heart. Let's see if we can get to focus. And not be shiny. There we go. So, I got this in the mail, and at first I was like, what did I get in the mail? And I was like, oh yeah, that's what that is. So, put that in the to be stitched pile somewhere.
Next to Mount Everest was looking up going, wow, that's a big pile. Hey, honey. That's every crafter.
Okay. Let's move on to plans. Do you have any plans?
I'm itching to start working on this guy somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm just going to drag it down here and work in here, but sometime during the week I want to get that started.
Okay, well, I need to... I had it pulled up, but Facebook decided it didn't like me, so Shocker! Y'all having problems with Facebook lately? Like, my issues with Facebook have been real as of late. Okay. So, Daily 30 this week.
Do you want to open it to the page with the list of projects?
Yes. Daily 30 this week is Farming Week.
Is this yours?
Yes, I did write this week. And, it's not exactly farming. It's more like Farmer Week. Because while driving somewhere, Easter week, the week before Easter, I realized I had to write this week, and it was due this week, and I was so busy, I didn't really know what to do. So then thought struck me. To me, what says farming more than anything is the Paul Harvey speech titled "So God Made a Farmer." I will put the link for the YouTube video of him reading it below. He gave this speech at the 1978 FFA, Future Farmers of America convention in Kansas City, Missouri, and he reads, and if you don't know who Paul Harvey is, go search him on YouTube and just listen to some of the things that he has written and he reads. He was a brilliant man. Brilliant. But, So God Made the Farmer was it is one of my mom's favorite things, and it's one of my favorite things. And to me, this said farming more than anything. So I took kind of each point of the speech where he says, "So God made a farmer," and made that into my prompt sections. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we'll give you the prompt. "And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, 'I need a caretaker.' So God made a farmer. God said, 'I need someone willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the field, milk cows again, eat supper, and then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board.' So God made a farmer." So our prompt is, stitch on a whip that has you willing to get up early or stay up late to work on, and tell us why. Oh, and we need to fit in my last start of the month.
I'm going to be cheap right here.
Happily ever after. What?
Any single prompt, any single thing you are doing for a prompt for Daily 30 is, by the nature of being for Daily 30, something you want to stamp and get done.
This is true. It's a very flexible prompt, so. You want me to do happily ever after?
Yep.
Okay.
Just been happy.
I just have to finish spots right. Okay. 2. I need somebody with strong arms, with arms strong enough to wrestle a calf, and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to call hogs, tame cantankerous machinery, come home hungry, have to wait for lunch until his wife's done feeding the visiting ladies, then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon and mean it. So God made a farmer. Stitch on a whip you find cantankerous, and tell us why.
I already know the reason for this one. It took my husband all month to let me stitch on it.
Actually, no, it's on linen.
That works too.
I find linen cantankerous to work on.
Also, Google cantankerous.
Cantankerous, it means.
I don't want them to know.
Okay, fine. 3. God said, "I need someone willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say maybe next year. I need someone who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoot a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make a harness out of hay wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, then painting from tractor back, put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. Stitch on a whip you have pieced together with almost none of the called for fabric or flosses, or that has a unique item included. Beads and metallics do not count as unique."
Skip that one. Moving on.
Okay, we're going to skip that one for the moment. Number 4. God had to have somebody willing to ride the ruts at double speed to get the hay in ahead of the rain clouds. Been there, done that. And yet stop in midfield and race to help when he sees the first smoke from a neighbor's place. So God made a farmer. So prompt 4 is stitch on a whip you have a deadline on or that you adopted from somebody else. I think this would qualify as technically adopting it from somebody else, because even though it's not technically like in whip form, because she kitted it all up and donated it, and
Works.
Yeah, I do think I'm short a couple threads, but I'll figure that out.
What was the full question again? So
Stitch on a whip that you have a deadline on or that you have adopted from somebody else.
Yeah, all projects for Daily 30 have a deadline.
Well, the stitches do, but anyways, anyways.
I'm being cantankerous.
Yes. God said, I need someone strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs, and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. It had to be somebody who'd plowed deep and straight, not cut corners, somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and break, and disc, and plow, and plant, and tie the fleece, and strain the milk, and replenish the self-feeder, and finish a hard week's work with a 5-mile drive to church. Somebody who'd bail a family together with soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh, then sigh, and then reply with smiling eyes when his son said that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad did. So God made a farmer. That's what my dad did. Us kids didn't want to do that. Stitch on a whip that mixes cross stitch with another technique. Hey! Stitch on a whip that mixes cross stitch with another technique such as beading, blackwork, and specialty stitches. And please tell us what techniques you are using.
Okay, what was number 3 again?
Number 3 was stitch on a whip you have pieced together with almost none of the called for fabric or flosses, or that has a unique item included. I'm fairly certain this is what's in here is called for.
Oh no, I have a really good idea.
What?
Quaker Ball. The entire thing is unique.
This is very true, my friend.
I'm not your friend, I'm your husband.
Okay, so the only ones she doesn't have in here are Midnight Pineapple Sherbet, and these are Gentle Arts, so I will need to figure out subs. I think I can DMC sub them.
But yeah, one, Quaker Ball is usually hard to do because it's so cantankerous.
Well, this is true. Quaker Ball is cantankerous. So we will do. What are we using Quaker Ball for?
Number 3, you're doing a 3D hobby to make a 2D hobby to make a 3-dimensional object. The entire project is including something weird. Because you're putting it around stuffing, aren't you?
I mean, it would also work for number 5. Yes, it would probably. I feel like it would fit better. Number 5 better.
Do it then. I don't care.
That's fine.
Hey, now you have to do both prompts with it. No free pass.
It is a 400 stitch count week. I can't do that.
Sorry, I'm just having fun with the word cantankerous right now.
You're cantankerous. All right. Okay. So that's plans for the week. Thursday is the first of the month, so that means we will get a new monthly acrostic. I will go back to stitching on Cathedral Wood Goddess. I have the one side of her leaves, like the streamer of leaves, and that's it. So she may actually get done this month.
Hey, I will say this. How about to save yourself some headache, you and I sit down when you get the prompts and I figure them all out for you.
What do you mean?
This for this letter, this for this letter, this for this letter,
Yeah.
this for this. I will sit down and help you with that because I know it's usually your biggest problem.
Shall we videotape it so we can include it in next week's floss tube?
Comment below. You got like a day or two.
You've got until probably Thursday evening.
Yep.
Thursday afternoon. Alright. Well, that's it for us this week. 25 minutes. We're flying today. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. We appreciate you spending time with us. What would we like these lovely folks to do?
Please like, subscribe, comment below with random stuff. Hey, just type in the word nonsense for all I care. Bell notification, all the YouTube please like us things.
All the things. Thank you all so much for spending some time with us this week. We hope you had a good time. We hope you were entertained. We hope you enjoyed yourself. And we hope to see you again next week. Did I do everything? Yes, I did. Did I do everything?
As far as I know, it's go perfect.
Okay. That's it. We'll see you next week.
Bye!